Like when you're in a life of abundance, doesn't mean you've got heaps of shit. Like this is the way you live. You're willing to give. And when you're in a life of lack, you're fear-driven. So how could you let go of something? You can't, because you're like, well, what if I never get it back? But when you're in abundance, you're like, okay, I know I can let that go.
I get it back in 28 days.
And interestingly, with the Keep the Change $100 Christmas challenge, so many people said to me, like, man, I'm definitely going to do that again, eh? Like, this has happened since. And someone even sent a photo the other day where they'd given their $100 and then they randomly got given $100 back like a month later.
Wow.
And I'm like, fuck. Yeah. So
Weird, eh?
yeah, I think, and
Normally
I think
good things happen to good people, right?
I like to think so.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is one of the hacks, that if you don't feel like you can give, whether it's your time, whether it's money, whether it is your education, your love, your energy, then start to do it in a small way. And you might move yourself from lack to abundance, because you're basically forcing yourself to get out of that fear mode. And it's like, you know, this isn't even just about money. It can just be that, you can't make the right friends, and there's not enough good people in my community and stuff like that. Well, that's what the world's going to show you as well. So then why not be the person that you want to be friends with? And recently we've been talking about it in a different way, where it's people saying, how are you doing? It's, give them some energy back. Fucking well, flying, mate. Yeah, really good. Like, unbelievably well. People are like, oh, better move to Australia, man. Too positive.
Yeah, yesterday afternoon I went to the driving range to just go and hit some golf balls, because last time I played horrifically and it was embarrassing. And there's a young guy there that I haven't talked to in a while, probably like a couple of years. And he was like, oh, how's business and stuff? I was like, man, we are flying, eh? Just like naturally.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I heard. I was like, oh, yeah, interesting.
Nice.
Yeah, so the message gets out anyway.
Yeah.
If you live in that way.
Yeah.
Like, haven't seen him for years, so someone who knows me and has talked to him or something has, had the conversation.
Yeah. And then it just
you'd rather be known like that than nah, I don't even want to ask about him.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they start telling other people, so Mike at the driving range didn't want to speak to me, and things obviously going pretty tough. We heard that rumour. Yeah. And then it just spirals, and then shit that's not even true.
Yeah, and then they go get their loan from a bank instead of from Mikey.
Yeah, damn it. Yeah, so I think energy is a good thing to be mindful of. Even I was coming back from the supermarket the other day, and I've wanted to try the Whittaker's hazelnut chocolate balls. Mate, they're $15.
Wow.
Even I stood at the end of the aisle for a bit and was like, really? Yeah. And I'm like, holy, there ain't many in here. But I'm like, I really want to try them. So I'm like, I'm paying the $15.
Is this a chocolate bar?
No, it's not a bar. It's like they've made these little balls and then wrap them individually and put them in this gold wrapping. Oh. This podcast is sponsored by Whittaker's hazelnut chocolate balls, whatever they're called. And I'm like, okay, I've got to do this because I actually want to try these, and I love hazelnut, and I reckon they look epic, and the marketing has done such a good job. And I have the first one, and Taz is like, oh shit, this is where it's not sponsored by Whittaker's. I'm like, I don't know if they're worth $15, but I had to spend the money to try it. And then we get in the lift, and there's 3 other people, and I'm like, would you guys like one?
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I don't feel like that happens in New Zealand anymore, and they were like, of course they're like, no, you fucking pedo.
Yeah.
No, sorry, I shouldn't say, I actually probably shouldn't say that, but I did.
It's too late now.
It's too late.
We don't edit these.
No. But they didn't want one, but I'm like, okay, they leave that lift thinking, oh, well, I hope thinking like, oh, that's pretty cool, we could have had a chocolate if I wanted to. I'm kind of glad they said no, because they're individually about $1.83 each, I think I calculated.
It's all hard.
But in a life of abundance, you're willing to say, oh, hey, do you want one? And if all 3 say yes, it's cool. But I think when you start to live like that, then your brain does go like, oh, maybe offer them a chocolate. Because I could kind of see them looking at it. And I'm like, oh, do you want one?
Do you reckon you would have offered them if you had tried it the first one and it was amazing?
Look, I would like to say, given this is recorded, I would like to say, of course.
Yeah.
But I think if you like head down life of lack, the people in the lift will be arseholes. Don't speak to them as well. Yeah. And that there's no good energy, no good people in my area. There's no way that you're like. Then they're like, oh shit, this guy's offering me a chocolate. They have to be nice. Like they have to. Like, oh, okay, cool. We've like broken everything. It's not. It's not this like inadequacy and fear and and yuckness in the lift.
Yeah, for sure.
It's more positive energy.